And we are live. How is everyone doing today? It is Thursday. And in this video, have you ever wondered what the difference is between having tools that make your life easier as an investor and tools that make your life harder? There are some tools today, I don't know if you have seen this, where it almost seems like they're just built to make things more complicated. And the tools that you use will make a huge difference in your results that you get when investing. And today, I'm going to share with you a tool that is built on the same principles, on the same technology stacks as some of the largest institutions in the world and the same approaches to institutional grade analysis. And I'm really excited to share this with you. I think you guys are going to love what I'm going to be breaking down for you right now. And one of the things to realize about the Wall Street's advantage, you could say, is that Wall Street is working with a lot of automation. And so there's a reason that you have thousands of stocks and certain funds are able to make it work, investing in many different stocks. And I wanted to know, I was in a place where I was making it work with 3 to 5 stocks. But then whenever I would try and grow and I would add more stocks, it became difficult. So I basically automated the process that I would go through on an individual level so I could apply it to many different stocks at once and be able to have a good understanding of all the stocks I get into. So if you've ever felt like Wall Street has had an unfair advantage over retail investors like you, then you're going to love this. Go ahead, type yes in the chat if you're tuned on in. And we have some people tuned on in right now. I'm seeing the comments. You got David here. Boris is here. Lee, good evening. You have Coco Loco is here. And Judy is here. Randall is here. Arshvir is here. And good to see you all here as we are jumping into this breakdown. So with all the different markets, you got data center markets, AI markets, robotics markets, space industry markets, the nuclear markets. There is so many different opportunities in today's world. And I personally, I'm on top of it. I'm looking at all these opportunities. I'm looking at all these markets, but I can't possibly know everything that's happening at once on multiple stocks at once. And so today, I'm going to show you how I was able to automate that process. And I'm going to show you how this is a tool that institutions, the way that they research stocks, you might have been, how many of you guys have been in that position? You sell a stock or you buy a stock, and right after you buy it, institutions got out first, or there was a move that happened in the big banks first. Well, I'm going to show you why that happens. And if that's happened to you, go ahead, comment yes in the chat, and let's jump into it. Rich is here. All right, we got Ryan is here. Ryan, how are you doing? Let's get into it here and jump in. So the first thing that we're going to get into here is going to be the truth of what it means to invest. All right, banks have been using AI like this for years, and they never wanted you to have it until now. And it's not that they want you to have it, but it's that you never had access to the same tools that banks and institutions were building. And so for decades, institutions built the most sophisticated stock analysis tools in the world, tools worth millions. Now, I know that some of you guys have used some new tools. Maybe you've used AI. How many of you guys have used AI? And how many of you guys have been really surprised by some of the results that you've gotten from using AI? I know that in my own life, in my sphere, I've had a ton of people that have said specifically, Will, I'm seeing a lot of results using AI for this task in my life or for this task. And it's almost like quietly, nobody's talking about how there's huge separation that's happened where technology can process so much data and it can look through the different markets for you. So there's tools that gave institutions and banks an unfair advantage, and they kept them very exclusive. But in 2025, that changed. Today, an investor like you can finally access what they've been hiding. So a quick question before we go further. If I could show you how to invest with the same confidence as Wall Street and without spending hours researching or second guessing yourself, would you want to use that? Would you want that? Of course you would. So comment anything other than yes in the chat at this point if you agree. So we've grown a YouTube channel here, over 30,000 subscribers. We've had numerous stocks with over triple-digit returns over the last year. And we've had returning viewers currently of over 10,000 people per day for a couple of reasons. Number one, you have people making consistent profits. You have repeatable results. You have analysis takeaways that people are taking and applying and plugging into their portfolio. And we've had a lot of gains, a lot of testimonials, numerous testimonials. We've even been able to meet some people in the process through travel. We met Jack Selby, which is really great. He's on the Iced Coffee Hour there with Graham Stephan. Been able to meet Ricky Gutierrez, and also been able to get, because of our integrity in our analysis and how we approach the markets, we were reached out to by Robinhood, and they're currently running ads. Some of you guys might even see some Robinhood ads. How many of you guys seen some of those ads that show up on your Facebook, on your YouTube, on your Instagram, where it might be my face? That's with Robinhood, because when they reached out, they said, I talked with them, with the talent team at Robinhood, and I was like, why did you guys pick me over, there's thousands of YouTubers. We got 30,000 subscribers here. I mean, there's others with 1 million. Why not go with them? I mean, budget's not an issue. You're talking about Robinhood here. They said, well, we're looking for creators that actually know what they're talking about and have investing experience and are sharing just the facts, the insights in a way that's of integrity, that is not about the hype, not about just, the pump and dumps that you see online, but someone that matches the type of vibe that we're trying to replicate and trying to have in our company. And I said, oh, that's interesting. That makes sense. And so, we turned down, it's so funny, we turned down a bunch of deals, and we turned down some deals that you guys might see. I don't know if you've seen, I don't want to mention the companies too much, but there's a company, Moomoo, it's a company, and they had a lot of reports that people were losing money investing in the early stages, and they had some questionable things going on. And I turned down some really nice partnerships from not just them, but other companies. And then Robinhood reached out for the reasons around integrity, which I really liked. Thought, okay, let's do it. And so I share this with you right now because this is why most investors actually struggle. And it comes down to, number one, the stock analysis as we know it. So the normal stock finding system is that you build the watch list, you track and monitor those stocks, and then you continue to build the watch list and continue to get the analysis. And you've seen us go through it on the channel. If you've been here for any short length of time, we build the list. And all of you guys that are here right now, I really appreciate you all. You all are real one. If you guys have tuned into the channel for more than let's say 6 months or something, just comment in the chat, because I know we have some people here that have been tuned in for a long time. And you guys are all real ones. I really appreciate you all. And we also have some new people tuned in that are just, our new subscribers just getting started. And even if you're a new subscriber, or if you've been around for a while, you know that the thing that works is when you have a full understanding of what you're investing in. And how you do that is you build the list, you pick the stock, you check the charts, you check the news, you analyze the financials, you determine a profit opportunity, you buy the stock, and you refresh and repeat. So again, you build the list, you pick the stock, check the charts, check the news, analyze the financials, determine the profit opportunity, buy the stock, refresh, repeat. Now, I have a 3-step process. I call it my MAP strategy because it goes through number one, it gives you a map. A map is something that you can follow, and it will take you from where you are to where you want to go. And the MAP strategy that I've developed is very simple. Number one, M, is for markets. Okay, number two, A is for analysis. And the analysis is broken down into various stages. You got the technicals, the fundamentals, the news, the charts. You got the financials, and then uh, the third letter P is for the profit opportunity. The profit opportunity. And so those three steps of the MAP strategy are a general framework. But then when you go into the financials, there's so many little things that you want to know. And when you go into the news, there's all these things you look for. It's the product, it's the partnerships, it's the contracts, it's the developments in the company. And when you go into the technicals, there's a lot you can take time on to make sure you're getting a full analysis. And then you got markets macro, but you get into the profit opportunity. Then is the profit opportunity so much greater than that of your risk? And I see some comments of some of you guys have been tuned in for over 6 months, many months. Some of you guys over a year. John's here for over a year. I love that. And so some of you guys are just tuned in, and I love that. And so the reality is that MAP system, it works, but the problem is it takes time. And you got to go through that MAP system over and over. So until now, analysis automation has been designed to focus almost exclusively on just finding stocks, right? And we'll see in this presentation today, it's a radical movement towards technology that's filling in the gaps beyond just finding the stocks and is 100% designed to help you stop researching. So overanalyzing is one of the biggest investor mistakes that a lot of investors get caught up in, that noise, and it's a catalyst that oftentimes will lead to failure. And so when we're looking at the market right now, and you're probably looking at a lot of different markets, it can be easy to get caught up in a lot of analysis, right? Well, here is the world debut of the machine. So the machine, and let me make sure you guys can hear me. Everybody's hearing me okay and everything. I know there's a lot of us just getting started, just getting tuned in. Want to make sure everybody can hear. Audio's good. Everything else, cool. Okay. Awesome. Okay. So the world debut of the machine today. Okay. So the goal for the machine and what I wanted to know is, can we get ordinary people the results? So I want you guys to be honest. Have you ever spent hours researching a stock and then only to watch it tank after you've got in, you feel like you understand it? Does it ever feel like the stock market feels like you bought a stock based on the news or on a YouTube video, something like that, and then you realize that you're too late and the stock has gone down or you missed the bigger move? The reason why, a lot of times here, and I'll give you the answer, but type yes if that's ever happened to you, because analyzing stocks normally takes technology and human skill. But imagine if you could automate the technology and eliminate the human skill. So what if you could get the software to do it all for you so you could simply wake up to deals? So wake up to this. What if this was actually a clear indication of what a stock is worth? So some of you guys are like, "What? No, Will, I don't think so. That's just a chart." What do you mean, Will? Well, I'm gonna explain to you guys how this actually tells you. This right here tells you what a stock is worth, what it's likely to be the value over the next month, and it's a full analysis. So if you've ever been, let's say, in the analysis in the charts, trying to keep up, and something changes, I'm going to show you how this full analysis is as simple as this chart right here. So what does Prophecy AI models actually do? What does Prophecy AI models actually do? That is the question. Okay, well, AI-driven models don't just pick stocks. It analyzes markets with the precision of a Wall Street quant, the discipline of a billionaire investor, and the speed of a supercomputer, so you don't have to. How many of you guys want to have the speed of a supercomputer when you're analyzing multiple stocks at once, right? Would you agree that if you're trying to compete with Wall Street, that using basic tools could feel like bringing a knife to a gunfight. You're sitting there looking at your EMA indicator, and you have the institutions considering satellite data on the oil supply. Or you're looking at the charts and you say, I think it's going to go up, and it continues down because there was a macro event that happened that you didn't quite catch. Or even a company that's not even the company you're analyzing, that's in that market that had something change that day. And so that's what I wanted to know. Can we actually account for that? Can we account for that so that people aren't second guessing the trades, but they are able to skip the analysis paralysis and know that the model does it for them? And so that's why we have multi-layered analysis. Multi-layered analysis, okay? So multi-layered analysis is a big picture and the details, okay? Scans global market trends, sector flows, economic data, dives deep into the company fundamentals. I see Armin's here, and Armin says, Prophecy AI is working for me. Thanks, Will. I love it. Thank you for sharing. And I'm really excited to hear that you're having some good returns. Again, like if you're like Armin was looking and he was like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to use AI. Armin, when you started using AI for your analysis, did it get more complicated or did it become more simple? And have you spent more time reading charts and looking at the news, or less time reading charts and looking at the news? Let me know, Armin. I'm so curious because like I'm spending less time using the charts because of what the AI does. So anyway, evaluates competitive moats, the management quality, assesses current valuation. Is it underpriced? Is it overpriced? Or is it a screaming opportunity? So you don't have to read endless reports, the earnings calls, or the news. The model does all of the heavy lifting for you with multi-layered analysis and the big picture and the details. So this tracks number 3, institutional money. So the smart money moves monitoring the buying and selling. So the hedge funds and the institutional buyers and sellers, what are they doing and what are the reasoning behind those moves? This flags big money when they're quietly accumulating or dumping shares, and uses the volume, the block trades, ETF inclusion, all the high impact signals. And that means you're not guessing if the pros, the institutions and the banks are in or out, because our model watches the giants so you don't have to. Number 4, real-time signals and actionable alerts. Instantly detects changes in momentum. So Armin just commented, he says, now I know when and how the entry and exits is planned for my trades, and it makes it a lot easier. I love that. That makes sense to me. So developing flagging of earnings surprises, major news, and price breakouts before the crowd catches on. You get the right info at the right time without spending hours glued to your screen. So this was a big one for me, but also a big one for our investors that end up using the tools of AI and expecting things to be more complicated, but they end up saying, oh, I can spend less time having to revalidate and re-research because I'm getting the real-time signals that are all being considered by the AIs. And now decision support. It's not just data, but it's also confidence. When you're looking at risk management, when you're looking at when you're going into a trade and you want to go big on something, or you have the conviction or you don't have the conviction, it's also the confidence. So this synthesizes thousands of data points into a clear buy, hold, and sell signal. This gives you the conviction to act without analysis paralysis or emotional bias. You get world-class analysis delivered in plain English, so you can invest like the pros without being one. Okay, so in one click, you can know why a stock is moving the way that it's moving. So you can see right here, we have all the reasoning, the driving factors behind why the projection for the stock was what it was. So it's not just that it's a projection, it's that you have reasoning why. So we've been noticing a trend. And if you guys, as we get into this, right, does it feel like you're working harder than some of you guys are working harder than an institutional investor? Meaning you're looking at the charts all the time, you're looking at your portfolio more hours in the day than an institutional investor. But you're getting worse results. So type yes if that sounds like you. You're like, I'm looking at the charts, I'm in it, I'm determined, but I'm not getting the results that I want. And I'm spending more time than some institutional investors, right? Type yes if that sounds like you. So technology is advancing and it's changing the game, and it's making stock investing much easier. And our journey towards building the machine behind Prophecy AI started about a year ago with one very simple question. The question was, could we build an automated software that would find Stockmate users more stocks that end up as profitable deals than our users were finding just solely on their own, like doing it on their own? That's all I want to know. And asking the question led to a Stockmate research and development project and the birth of what we call Prophecy AI. So that was just the first step in our journey towards creating Prophecy. And I'm going to explain everything to you. And how that answer affects you and your success is the rest of what this presentation is about. So again, we're going to go back a little bit to the beginning here. If you could wake up, like I want to forget about all the research that you're having to do, all of this keeping up in the information that you're having to digest and not knowing if the information's right. I want you to just pretend that's not a thing, but pretend this. If you could wake up to stocks that have already been analyzed for you, it's kind of like having your own research team. Would that change the game for you? Yes, in the chat, if that's you. So at first, we released the machine just to power the market view. And this is where we want to know the different companies, how they're connected, and how we can actually see their connections take place in smaller markets as the companies grow. And the idea behind the machine market view was pretty simple. Here's how it works. Okay, so this is really important, how this works. The new opportunities that the market view adds each time weren't just random stocks. The system used predictive analytics and motivation targeting to find stocks that were likely to grow in the segment of the market that you were already searching for. Okay, so imagine the trail of opportunity that you could discover. So how do we do? The simple answer is great. So did you know right now that thousands of retail investors are already using AI-powered analysis to compete with the institutions? Have you guys seen? You've probably seen it. If you're online right now, you probably have seen. Ryan says, stop telling me what everyone, telling everybody exactly what I've been doing wrong. And it's funny, like I actually understand, Ryan, what you mean. And so I'm telling you, thousands of investors are already using AI-powered analysis. That's why you've been hearing about retail investors that are having above average returns. This isn't a coincidence. So does that surprise you though? Like, does that? Because it kind of surprised me. And so what I found though, and what we found as a team, is that the market view stocks grew at a higher percentage than non-market view deals for average investors. So that showed us that we were on track and that we could move towards the next step in our R&D project. So this brought us face to face with a much more difficult problem to solve. Instead of getting more markets, we wanted to know if we could create a software that would produce picture of markets and expand that picture on autopilot. How many of you guys want to see how we are growing our picture of the market on autopilot? Does that sound exciting? So to do this, we needed the software to be smart enough to do things that traditionally required a ton of knowledge, years of experience, and skills to analyze stocks. It needed to act like me. And promise me this, if you get nothing from my presentation here today and from our time today, promise me you'll get this one thing. Whether you're doing analysis or you're relying on a 100x YouTuber, Redditor, or TikToker to do the analysis for you, realize you no longer need to spend years learning every nuance of stock analysis and investing in order to succeed. Oh, there's the weight. The weight can lift off your shoulders, right? So, would you be open to trying a system that eliminates the guesswork and the emotional trading in your investing? So, we've actually created a software that combined my 10 plus years of stock investing experience with an open perspective to all the newest and most powerful AI models in the world to do all the right things for you, whether you know to do them or not. So that brings us to number 2, which is the future of stock analysis automation. And so I got some good comments here. I really would love to go through them. We got some comments coming in, and we got Lee says, Prophecy AI gives me confidence in what I think about a certain stock. I love that. That's so good. So this is the idea. You're going to get stocks added to your watch list, and you're already doing that. Buy them while they're undervalued, virtually on the go, for a hefty payday each and every month. So if you wanted to invest $5,000 into the S&P 500, you would be making about $5,400. That's how much it would grow over the year. But if you invest in, for example, a high growth market like NVIDIA, or in the AI data center market, the large language model markets, the space tech markets, the nuclear markets, some of the markets that people don't know to be looking at right now, then you might see a return like this. For example, on NVIDIA, that same $5,000 investment turned into $29,000. So this works trading 20 minutes a day or less, or longer term auto investing at $20 a day. When I was, before I moved to Boulder, Colorado from California, so I grew up in California. Before I moved to Boulder, Colorado, I remember trying to figure out the investing, right? This was years ago. And my wife and I had just gotten married, and I had worked on multiple jobs. I'd been investing since I was 13 years old. I was one of the first users on Robinhood, actually. And so I remember going and working and spending $20 per day. I used to work at I was doing installation of solar, and this was years ago, and I was spending $20 a day in NVIDIA. And you can even see the screenshot I took, $13 average price. And now it's not at 124, it's much higher than that. But the same investment, rather than investing in the S&P, I just looked at the growing markets. We were able to grow to over $18,000 rather than just a measly, $400 gain. And so I'm sharing this with you because that took 20 minutes a day. That was a short turnaround. But the reason why is because I had a system that was working on an individual level that I was starting to develop. Now, tracking stocks from the market view all the way through to a complete analysis takes a repeatable process. And that's where I wanted to make sure that the real results that I was getting could be replicated for other people just like you. Not just the pros, not insiders, not just the institutions that were using the complete analysis frameworks, but that we could see results with technology. And would it then give you more confidence to be able to invest confidently? That was the goal. And so, look, even if you made 58% in market returns in the easy profit markets, there could be loads more cash in short amount of time if you're investing in the right markets. And so we performed simple analysis of the company, took up the opportunity to enter a position, watched as billions in volume flowed into the stock, grew my position before cashing out. This was years ago when we just started beating the S&P. But there was no fancy indicator, no big news catalyst, no complicated analysis strategy, just a stock with an undervalued status that I identified before buying in a proven strategy to generate the return. And yes, I am reading the chat, Chili Guy. I'm here. I could see there's some good comments coming in. And some of you guys are wondering, so Will, this is great. I see that you're investing every day and you're using AI, and you showed me these people that are using it as well. And I even see the people in the chat that are using it right now. But can this work for me? And I'll just tell you, I live near Tahoe at the base of the Sierra Nevadas, outside of Silicon Valley. And I've been married to my beautiful bride for about 3 years. Tammy, you see her in the background of videos sometimes, maybe. Best years of my life. Because of our investing systems, it's allowed me to travel the world. We've gone to multiple countries this last year. We went to Argentina for a few years, or a few months. We could even visit her family. And it was all based on the foundation of making money work for us. And so I want to show you how we've taken stock analysis, AI automation, and how it's coming, and how you can flip the switch, let the machine run, and wake up to deals every day. And if it seems like a bold promise, I'm so glad, because I want you to really imagine what would happen if thousands of retail investors had the same edge as hedge funds, right? That's coming soon. That's coming soon. So type yes if you want to be a part of that movement. Let's move from just find stocks, and I want to show you how the Prophecy app gets you deals on autopilot, whether you're working or not. So if you want to analyze a stock, how many of you guys have analyzed a stock with ChatGPT? ChatGPT? Anyone? ChatGPT? How about Meta, or how about Grok? Have any of you guys used Gemini, Google to analyze a stock? Or maybe DeepSeek or Claude? Claude, what are your go-to models? Comment in the chat. And this right here, I can already see yeses rolling in. People are already using AI right now. Now, this is what I was doing about a year ago. I started using this. And what I noticed is that the models were smart, but the models didn't have enough data to be able to know when for me to get in and out of a stock, or when a stock is a good deal, a bad deal, what the projections are, because it doesn't have that real-time data. And so what we've gone about doing for the last year with my partner Ryan and I, we have gone, and he is the genius that can actually say, Will, what's your process for analyzing stocks? I could say, okay, I go and I look at SEC filings. He said, what do you do with the news? I'm looking at these news articles. I go direct to the source. He said, what do you do about the macro data? I look at the macro. I'm looking at these indicators in the market, and I'm looking at the technicals in this way, and I give him the info. He's been able to go get all of that information that the models otherwise don't have and put it into the best models. But before we even could figure that out, the question was, we started off and we made a huge mistake. And the problem is I started off by building it using the ChatGPT. And I thought, I'm going to use the best ChatGPT model. This is going to be great. It's going to be great. But the issue is as we started building it, I remember thinking to myself, oh my gosh, this is looking good. I'm automating, and I can't believe how much time I'm saving. But then I thought, well, I see that this Gemini is better, or this Claude AI is better. And so then things started to just explode in my face, and I said, I'm not using the best model. And even if I'm on ChatGPT, they have these new models that come out, and I can't use the latest model because I'm not so up to date every single second to make sure I'm using the best models that are available to us. And not only that, is each model costs money, right? If you want to get the Pro, you got to go in, you got to get, $200 a month on ChatGPT Pro. And this is where we said, okay, rather than worrying about the $300 a month on Grok, the $249 a month on Google, the $200 a month on Claude Pro, what if we just decided to take all of it, put it into one, and have it to where I can select those best Pro models and not have to go directly to those companies every single time? And that's when things started to shift, because if you wanted to use the best Google model, you can. But then next week, Claude comes out with a better model. And so then you're wondering, am I using the best model? And it's kind of like, I like to say, it's like the BlackBerry. How many of you guys have heard the BlackBerry? Do you guys remember a BlackBerry? Probably not many. Some of you guys remember a BlackBerry. So the BlackBerry phone was destroyed by the iPhone, right? The iPhone came out and the BlackBerry just couldn't hang. And the reason why, how many of you guys know why the BlackBerry didn't survive in the iPhone age? It was because the BlackBerry had buttons that you have to press. And so whenever the BlackBerry company wanted to come out with a new feature, the BlackBerry had, their company had to ship new BlackBerry phones with the new button that people could press. And so the problem is they ship millions of Blackberries and then they can't change the buttons on the BlackBerry. And so the iPhone, they change, it's a touchscreen. And so that's where it's at right now. People are using the Google, but they're using the old buttons. They're stuck on the old models. They're using the not up to date models because they're having to change the buttons. They're having to get a different BlackBerry. And I'm giving you the touchscreen. So let's jump into it. What if you want to analyze a stock with ChatGPT, Grok, Google, Claude, all in one? Well, let's jump into it. So right now, I'm going to pull up Prophecy AI. Okay, Prophecy AI. And as you can see, I've got it pulled up here on my screen. And so you could also see it here on the right side here, to the right side of me. And I can search up any stock. What stock do we want to search up? Comment in the chat. What stock do you guys want to see? So right now, I'm here on this page and I can do a couple things. The first thing I can do is I can search a stock. The second thing, if I want to search a stock, I can. The other thing you'll notice is I can actually ask what stocks I should be searching. Okay, so maybe I want to ask and I want to say, give me electric vehicle company, or give me an AI company, like give me electrical vehicle company, and now I'm turning it into a chat here for me to actually go inside and start doing analysis. But what if I want to search with a different model, right? So let's take a step back. I'm on here. What if I want to search with Grok or OpenAI? There you go. We have the best models that are available, and you can choose which one you want and know that you're using the latest and greatest from Gemini, Claude, OpenAI, and you're getting the same power without having to go directly to Gemini, pay the $249 a month, or go to Claude, pay the $200 a month, or the Grok $300 a month. We have them here for you to use right now with the latest versions available. And so I could select Grok and I could search actually any stock. So I was looking for some stocks in the chat. Do we have stocks? Say some stocks like you mean it. Do you have some companies that you're invested in or you're trading right now? Comment them in the chat. And I can also search up one that's been really good for us recently has been APLD. All right, there's another one we just started to uncover, which is fairly new. Another one is HUT. Take a look at HUT as well. Let's do it. Search. And so you'll notice a few things. Number one, I have my setup here. Okay, I have a setup currently with my future chart pulled up. I have my my Grok analysis loading up, and I have my top transactors. And so just in a few seconds, I can get the full analysis. And while it's loading, I can actually pull up another stock. Let's do APLD here and see what we got for APLD. Boom, here we are. And I'm actually getting a full analysis with this chart right here. Okay, so in this chart, it's giving me the future projections over the next hour. Okay, I can see that there's a little bit of I can see the driving reasons behind that projection, technical analysis, fundamental analysis. I could also see the insider trading happening and what the AIs think about the institutions and the banks. This is what institutions and banks oftentimes use that I don't have to worry about not having access to. I have it right here. 1 month, I could see the next 1 month projections for APLD. Get up into the 6 months, I can see into 2026 where these stocks are going according to the AIs with all of the data that these models otherwise wouldn't have. We provide with my exact analysis system. And so now I have a predictable flow where I could search any stock. What is the next stock? We got another one here. You got SMR. We have some other stocks here. Let's do it. What is you? I haven't heard of that one. Let's do NVTS. I love it. Navitas. All right, so in a second, we've pulled it up. We now have access to see the projections on Navitas over the next month. And so I can actually do a couple things here. I can see the latest news from the company and get AI summaries. I can see, if I want to, I can go through the financials. I could go through the news, but I can also see, rather than just look at Grok, what if I want to create a new view here and get an analysis? Let's do a AI model. Let's do multi-view. I'm going to create a new page here, and I'm going to add my support and resistance. So I want to see the nearest support and resistance that is on this time frame that I'm analyzing. So I'm going to go future chart here with the nearest support and resistance. Okay, and then I'm also going to go ahead. I'm going to jump in with a really cool feature that we've added, which is called the Taylor widget. Okay, so the Taylor widget is going to give me the projections from all of the AI models at once for their projections on the next day, the next week, the next month, the next 3 months. And I'm going to be able to see, give it a second as all these kind of load up, because it's taking some time. It's processing all of the analysis frameworks we normally go through. And I could see that in a moment here, I'll get some full breakdowns from OpenAI, from Gemini, from Grok, and in a relatively short amount of time here, we're going to have the full analysis pulled up. Okay, so we got Grok. Grok is pulled up. Okay, so we could see the contributing factors over the next 1 month and the projections into the near term, and some of the red and some of the green and some of the 6 month projections. In fact, Grok is looking bullish here, and then it has some volatility in the near term, which we are expecting, but you got 1 year, 15%. I can also see, according to which time frame I'm analyzing, where the nearest support is. So here's the thing. The nearest support level is going to be different on the next hour than it's going to be on the next year, right? The way that you look at a stock over the next day, you're going to look at it differently and consider news articles differently, right? If a car blows up, Tesla car blows up, that might not be good for the stock on the one day. But if there's a gigafactory, a big data center getting built by xAI, and that's going to be powering Tesla, and that's really good in the next 6 months, then maybe that's positive impact in the next 6 months. And so the reality is that we don't just give you these projections and that's it. It's every single time frame that we're looking at is analyzed specifically. So look at that. I got Claude, 18%. I could see the projections. Some are more bullish than others. I could see the next month, Gemini a little more conservative, saying pullback. You got more green and Grok. If you look at some of the projections, how the models differ and the reasoning behind the projections. And not only that, I have all these super models in one place. I can also see the prophecy, the average with a weighted projection from the top models. And I can see the average percentage in consensus from all of the AI models at once. Knowing it's real time This, can you guys see how powerful this is? This is a game changer, right? So kind of getting back into, where we're at here with Prophecy AI is I got my watch list and I'm building it out, and I have a AI generated watch list, and I don't want to overwhelm everyone, but another really cool thing that I just used, and you can know that this data is part of a pattern, right? So you'll notice first we add the nitty gritty. No one wants to go through the SEC filings, but if you want to, you can. Maybe you don't want to go through all the market connections and see all the companies that are in the technology market, all the AI, the software, the quantum, the data and analytics, the data center companies. And maybe you don't want to click through semiconductors and see all of the micro markets that are inside the semiconductor markets. Maybe you don't want to see the chip design companies or the analog companies or the power of semiconductors, or maybe you don't want to go into all the micro markets inside the defense market. But look, if you want to, and you want to go look at the energy companies and all of the growth that is being attributed for multi micro markets within each sub market, all the data is there for you. You could go through it. I go through it all the time. I like to go through this, but the AI also considers all of these companies when helping you build a watch list, when bringing stocks to you, and when analyzing a stock for you. And so that's why the power of Prophecy AI is going to change the game for an investor just like you. And so once again, if you want, you can analyze a stock with these companies. You're going to go directly to the source, and you might end up doing just fine doing that. You might find that it works if you want to go have individual subscriptions with these different companies, and that would be totally fine if you want to do that. But if you're looking at the individual subscriptions, you're saying, well, that's going to add up to about $1,000 a month. I'm going to be paying $1,000 a month for all of these subscriptions. Well, you would be right. You would be right to say that. And so the reality is that we've made them all available to you in one place right here in Prophecy AI. So you don't have to go get that $250 subscription to Google and that $200 subscription to ChatGPT, $300 subscription. That's monthly. That is per month, right? We're talking $10,000 plus per year. Now, instead, you can just imagine you've got right now, we're giving you a system that gets you the projections using any of these top models with data that they otherwise don't have, with the systems that have been proven to work. And you get the exact system. Now, here is the truth about predictions. Even Warren Buffett has lost more trades than he's won. And Michael Jordan has missed more shots than he's made. And Wade Gretzky says you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. But the truth about predictions is you don't need to win every trade. A single big winner can cover dozens of small losses. Success comes from managing risk, finding good deals, and playing the long game. So that might mean that you also need the support and the strategy to have the risk management where your margin for profit is much greater than your risk, and your entries and exits are also improved upon. And so here's how we apply this is in StockMate, and yes, StockMate, I'll get into what that includes. We don't chase perfection. We build repeatable plans. We use clear entries and exits instead of guessing. And the profit calculator makes sure your risk to reward is always in your favor. So when you learn to trade like the pros, you stop worrying about being right every single time. The wrong projections don't scare you because your focus shifts to consistency over time, not the perfection in the moment. So by following a plan, managing risk, using tools like StockMate and the profit calculator, you build the confidence to trade with clarity. Over time, that confidence compounds into results, and that's how you win in this market. So flip a switch with me and wake up to deals. All right, so I see some really cool comments down below. Energy Fuels, Micron, you've got some ticker symbols. Automation number one, refresh your analysis daily. Refresh your analysis daily. Okay? And this is the key here today. Automation number one means that you're guaranteed a pipeline of emerging stocks. Automation number two knows that every stock is getting refreshed and auto deep dives with the real-time data and analysis for you. So you don't have to go re-research your stocks every day just because a news article comes out about the change in tariffs and how it's going to impact that market, or just because there's been a shift in the technicals where it's broken above or below a certain level and momentum shifting. It's auto deep diving for you every day, real time. Real time analysis means 2 to 3 seconds is how real time we are. Within 2 to 3 seconds, the AI models are getting that analysis for you. And so automation number 3, automatically access powerful AI. Let the system find short and long-term stocks for you. Number 4, analyze deals and project prices. No need to run financials, news, or chart analysis. It does it all for you. It goes through that and more. And then automation number 5, uncover valuable companies, accurate analysis for real value. One of the investors I was recently just working with this last week was saying it wasn't even the actual amount of time they're saving on the analysis. That was one thing, but the hidden benefit for them was they're finding new stocks in new markets. I thought that's so interesting. Accurate analysis means knowing that the markets you're looking at, the companies that are showing up for you, are already vetted and already fully analyzed with the real-time analysis and real-time data. So the future of stock analysis automation is finally here. You guys ready to enter the future of stock analysis automation with me? So I want to invite you to become a first access member of Prophecy AI. So the question is, if you become a first access member today, will you use the system, provide us with feedback, good and bad, and help my team and me change the way profitable stocks get found? That's the question. In fact, I want to jump in one more time when I was in Prophecy AI here, guys, and you guys were seeing that demo. Let me just demo one more time here. One thing that we have, so you search your stock, you jump in. You can also click from your recent stocks and drag it in, and it will do the automatically search for you, right? And I can get the analysis going. But one thing you'll notice here in the sidebar here is that we actually have a plus feedback button. And all you got to do, if you click this plus feedback button, you can give us the improvement suggestions and provide feedback. In fact, we expect you to provide feedback, right? So that is one of the keys here that we're asking, is that if you become a first access member today, will you use the system, provide us with the feedback, help my team and me change the way profitable stocks get found? If you answered yes, I want to, number 1, invite you today to join the first access list. And number 2, join my team and me for a training day and a setup and implementation this next Friday. So we're going to launch your machine. So as a beta tester, I want you to flip the switch, and with our help, as we move from Prophecy AI from early access to our full production for portfolios, work with us to provide feedback, insight, and results. We'll run this similarly to how we ran the beta release of the Market Network. You know how I was just showing you guys just a moment ago there? We were on the Market Network. So the Market Network here is going to be over in the markets, right? When we first released this Market Network, it wasn't as robust. In fact, how we first released it, it was a single feature, and you could click through and see markets, see how different companies were connected, see Palantir and BigBear AI, or see OpenAI and Anthropic, private and public sectors, and see how those companies are overlapping. Now the thing is we're going to do this. We run this similarly to how we ran that Market Network release. And we'll guide you through the setup as we make improvements, updates, and launch new integrations. We'll unlock everything for you for free. So pre-2026, the first access invitation was your only opportunity to lock in future updates. But I'm limiting the number of early access members we allow in the group, and it's allowing us to do a reopen here. So the bottom line is my team is going to treat this early access group with white gloves. I personally call every new machine member that is a part of Prophecy AI. You're getting our weekly calls on Fridays because we want to make sure that you're successful. And so you're going to feel like a king or a queen because we're going to see to your success. The reality is that the government's very clear. I can't make promises of success or financial reward. And while this is stock investing, which I've been around long enough to know that nothing is guaranteed, everything worthwhile takes some commitment and work. But it's our goal here at Prophecy to do everything we can to give you the power to create a profitable portfolio. This is no different because I don't know you, whether you'll put in the work with my team to get up and running or not. So I can't say whether you'll make any money or not, and you could even lose money. But here's what I do know. You see, we put 10 plus years of knowledge, experience, and skill into the tools that make up the Prophecy app. All of my years of experience have been put into this app. And I want the future of stock analysis, my 10 plus years, if you want, my 10 plus years built into your software and our team to help guide you towards success. Watching this presentation and joining me as an early bird for the world debut of Prophecy could be the most important thing that you do all year long. So you're probably wondering what it takes to join early access, work with my team, and you're probably expecting the investment to be pretty high, maybe outside your comfort zone. Totally fine. Good news is, because I want the beta testers who are committed to action, there is what I call a commitment deposit. So I know you're serious, but what I'm going to ask today is just a fraction of what you're probably expecting. So over the past couple of months, we've slowly been releasing these tools, technology, and products that make up the automations of the machine. And individually, if you were to have invested everything as it was released, you would have invested in your portfolio between $6,000 to $9,000. Now, the good news is, once again, we know that we ultimately plan to release Prophecy AI as a fully integrated analysis system. So what we did is, as we released other technologies, is we always bundled them together with new tools, bonuses, and other products to keep your investments low. So that way, no one has ever had to pay the full $9,000 to unlock the individual automations that we're bundling together in Prophecy here today. So even if you've invested in one or another of the automations we've released over this year, you'll see that the full integration of the machine becomes making early access a complete no-brainer. So I've never offered a fully integrated package for anywhere near what I've convinced my team to let me offer free here today. So I've been offered some crazy numbers to make this available only for select investors and build it specifically for individual high level investors that could afford it, but that's not my goal. My goal isn't to lock you out, price everything super high, and keep the AI technology for only myself, my successful buddies, or other investors. My goal is to change the way investors find stocks and make returns by making it faster and easier and better. And so our goal is to create the best and most simple system for finding deals that anyone has ever experienced. So that's why when people told me that I should charge setup fee of $3,000, $5,000, and as high as $1,000 a month to run Prophecy AI in just one market, I knew I was onto something, and I was going to be able to positively impact the success of both new and experienced stock investors alike. And that's why I decided to release this beta test version, first access to Prophecy AI today. When you unlock Prophecy today, I'm going to waive a $5,000 setup fee. That's free. It's now $0. I'm going to slash monthly fees to $0 for 6 months or for a year, whichever you decide, and roll everything into your new or existing Prophecy account. So just start a new or keep your existing subscription today, and I'll unlock Prophecy AI for you instantly. Now, Mercatus is the start of where we all started this, and it then evolved to Prophecy AI. And Mercatus is if you were in before even we started here. That brings me to the small beta tester commitment and your deposit for your investment today. You won't pay $9,000 like you could if you unlocked everything separately. You won't pay $6,000 or even $3,000. I've slashed the setup fee to zero, waived the monthly fee with your StockMate accounts. Your commitment deposit today isn't $2,500. It's not $2,000. You can become a first access member of the Prophecy AI machine and let my team coach you through the entire setup and implementation. This is the New Year's special ending here towards the end of January. Unlock the Prophecy AI machine today for just one payment of $1,497. Go to cash2assets.com/the machine. That's cash, T-O assets.com/the machine. Or you can click the link that is in the description of this video. Okay, so let's take a look at once more what you're getting here. So this is a bonus here for the next fast action takers, and I'm very excited to share with you guys. You're gonna love these bonuses. It is absolutely essential that if you're gonna be a fast action taker, you get rewarded. And so here's what we got going. We have bonus number one, StockMate lifetime access. Okay, if you've ever wondered what it's like to watch me trade live every single morning, we are there Monday through Friday at Market Open, and you can join us there in the link in the description. You get, when you get the machine, you get bonus number one, StockMate lifetime access. So that includes the daily live trading Monday through Friday. You can see my entries, see my exits. You get the community of StockMate. Normally, if you're doing a monthly, pro monthly, $249 a month, annual value of $2,997. And you're getting it today as a free bonus when you tune on in and get the Prophecy AI. Now, bonus number two, just if that wasn't enough, bonus number two, your Prophecy accounts data upgrade. This comes with 25,000 generations and analyzations per month. So there's only a few users that have come close to this month, and it absolutely blows my mind that they've been able to come close to this number. 25,000 stock analyzations per month, downloads a month. It's a real world value of $2,500. You get it absolutely free as a bonus. So if you are an investor, I'm telling you, I'm using this machine every single day. And even our power users like Archfear in the chat, or we saw El Coco Loco says, Prophecy is the best investment I made to myself. I love that. Happy to hear that. Then like some of our power users, they don't even use 25,000 stock analyzations per month, but we're granting you that here, unlimited models, unlimited access to all the models, Grok, Claude, Gemini, and ChatGPT Pro, and you get unlimited stock analyzations, basically 25,000 per month. Bonus number three, unlimited AI models, 1 year use license. So again, this includes Prophecy AI for the next year, 1 year license. So if you want to get access, 1 year license, it is the only place to get the unlimited usage for 1 year as a bonus for free. It's a $2,997 value that you're unlocking today when you go to cash2assets.com/the machine, or you click the link in the description, and I will also add the link here into the chat. If you guys want to go grab it in the chat, I just sent it there, and I will pin it for you there, and it should be available. Hopefully I could pin it so it stays there. Then we got bonus number four. So a while back we did 6 weeks of classes. 6 weeks of classes where we went over entries and exits. We went over how to find emerging markets. And I can talk about this. Let me just show you really quick. maybe I can give you a breakdown here. Let's go back here into the demo area, and let me just show you. So inside of Prophecy, or inside of the Stockmate bonuses that you get here, you also are getting access to the community, right? So we have a lot of activity here, a lot of investors. You got novice investors, you got investors just starting out, and then you also have over 36 investors who have a net worth of over 7 figures. So millionaires inside of the Stockmate community. It includes targets for the next week. So we have exciting earnings, targets, where we expect companies to go. You can see all of it. And you can see that our daily live trading is happening in 11 hours. So you could join us as soon as tomorrow in our market live session. Now, on top of that, you also get a free book. There's a really cool book that we wrote pre-ChatGPT. If you want to go grab it, I know that some people aren't readers, some people are, they love to read. I personally wrote this before ChatGPT. It goes over how to structure your portfolio and trade ordinary versus profitable. What's the difference? Ordinary might have no plan. They're emotional, FOMO, pump and dumps. Profitable has a trading plan. They have a stock that meets their criteria. They have a risk to reward vision. They're more disciplined. What mindset you have to have, what my story is as well, but more importantly, how do you actually learn? What are the different types of learning that help you really become an investor that has a trading plan? So also examples of a trading plan, along with some emotional IQ stuff. There's emotional IQ there as well. You can grab when you get that as a part of Stockmate. And one more thing, as a part of Stockmate, you get a free t-shirt. That's right. Send you a free t-shirt anywhere in the world. Doesn't matter where you are. We will have that for you. So that, along with the 6 weeks of Zoom calls, is what's included there, along with the Prophecy AI for 1 year here. So we just did it. We just jumped in. We had some analysis going, but let's get back into the bonuses. So once again, bonus number 4, you get that virtual stock trading system. Would love for you to start learning how we uncover stocks, learn entries and exits. Bonus number 5, team tickets to attend the Prophecy AI launch and setup and implementation day. So we are there every Friday at 2 p.m. Pacific time. If you can't make it, you get the replay. But guess what? It's a $1,997 value. You get access for the ongoing Friday calls over Zoom. If you could make it, great. If you can't, get the replay again, but it's yours free. You learn the setup and implementation of how to use Prophecy AI. And as I mentioned, we're adding new features all the time. And to keep it simple, we also reveal what new things we've added each and every week in those implementation training days. So if you want to tune on into those, the next one is happening Friday, 2 p.m. Pacific time. And if you can't make it, you get a replay each week as well. So the bonuses today alone that we just went over: Stockmate, the unlimited analyzations and unlimited stock analysis. You could use the unlimited model access with the virtual stock trading system. Bonuses alone are over $10,494. Once again, yours today, $1,497. It's down in the link in the description. You can go to the description and hit the link, or you can click in the chat. We'll take you there. Or you can go to cash2assets.com/themachine to go claim it all. We have a 30-day money back guarantee. That's right. If you guys don't know my sincerity by now, it's my goal that if you try it and you have been using it and you aren't able to make $1,000 as a result of using the machine within the first 30 days, and you're able to prove it to us, you could send us the screenshots or what have you. I will personally tell you right now, we've had many people not be eligible for the money back guarantee. Okay, so if you are someone that's saying, I don't want to be not eligible, realize it's a good thing. It's great that people are not eligible, because it means that they send me messages and they say, Will, I'm not eligible for the money back guarantee. There might be people in the chat right now that are not even eligible right now because they're saying, Will, I made more than $1,000. And we originally had it at 500. We upped it to 1,000 because we had so many people that were saying, I don't have access to the money back guarantee. And look, if you're at 998, we can honor it for you. But a lot of people are saying, well, look, if I'm making this in 1 month, it makes sense for me to keep going. That's why it's there. If you wouldn't be willing to have $1,000 in your pocket over the next month as a guarantee, then this isn't for you. But if you're ready to go, click the link in the description and go ahead and hit the link in the description below, as that is the deal. So again, all you got to do, just prove to me you did make over $1,000 in your portfolio after getting in the machine. And again, we've had people that say they don't get the money back guarantee, and they're thankful that they don't, because they made more by using the machine. So once again, it's there in the link below. Final thing, I'm going to leave you guys with 2 pieces of information. Number one, 3 pieces. Number one, you might wake up, a week from now, you might not notice any difference in your portfolio. You might wake up a year from now and not notice, but you might wake up 2 years from now and you might say, Will had something there with that AI that he was sharing with me, and I wonder what would have happened in my portfolio if I would have done that. And I'm telling you, you don't have to wonder. You don't have to wonder. It's here for you right now. You can start using the models right now, and you could start getting access instantly. And I'd love to give you a call as well as soon as you get in, to use the machine and use Prophecy AI. And now on top of that, number 2, if you are wondering if you still don't want to do 1 year and you're not ready to commit to 1 year license for the first access for Prophecy AI for the unlimited models here for 1 year, if you're not willing to commit, you can also go and you can see there's a 6-month option. So if you go to the link, you go enroll, or you click yes, and you go to the page where you enter your details. There's an option there when you're going to enroll. It says you could do 6 months, and you can do 6 months rather than a year. And so then it comes down from $14.97 to $9.97. So if you're saying, I don't know if I want to commit, that's you. If you're saying you want to commit, the best deal 100% is going to be in the description there. On top of that, number 3 is going to be the quote. I got a quote here. We're going to get a quote here from let's see. We could do maybe do a Druckenmiller quote. There was a really good quote about rejection from Bill Ackerman. Here's the quote for today. The quote is, here it is. The quote is, in order to be successful, you have to make sure that being rejected doesn't bother you at all. Okay? In order to be successful, you have to make sure that being rejected doesn't bother you at all. So one thing, with context here, Bill Ackerman is one of the best investors, and he's been able to have risk to reward systems, and also he's taken large bets, small bets, but a lot of bets in his career. And one of the things that he does is he said that he is saying that you got to make sure you're okay with being rejected, because he's okay losing more trades than he wins. He's okay losing more investments than he wins, because he knows the ones that he makes that are good are going to pay dividends and pay much more than the small losses. So good risk management paired with the right tools and the right mindset and steps and the systems that we have in place here will get you there. So I want to be a part of your success. Love to personally give you a call if you decide to get on into Prophecy AI. Links in the chat. I just sent it. It's that blue text, or you can go to cash2assets.com/themachine, or you can go to the description below. So once again, guys, in order to be successful, you have to make sure that being rejected doesn't bother you at all. Appreciate you all. And we also had one more really good quote this morning in our live session, as we end every live session with a quote. And today we were doing a quote from, it was Neville Goddard. It's a really great quote. And I believe the quote was, let's see if we could find it. That's good. That's good. There's another one. Here we go. Here you are. Disregard appearance conditions. In fact, all evidence of your sense that deny the fulfillment of your desire. Rest in the assumption that you are already what you want to be, for in the determined assumption you and your infinite being are merged in creative unity And with your infinite being, all things are possible. I love it. And the reason I say that is because, look, guys, if you decide to do Prophecy AI or not, you're part of the YouTube channel and you're here. And nevertheless, I must say that whether you want to go nobly on your own investing or you'd like to get some extra assistance, if you decide to go on your own, that is a noble route. And I applaud you no matter what. And realize if you're making progress towards something, then you are a success. And so if you're here right now, you're making progress, whether you're doing it in small steps or big steps, or you're at that end goal, the end goal doesn't matter. The progress that you make to get there is what determines whether or not you are a success. So I'll leave you with that, and I appreciate you all, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.